No, it's up to you.
It's okay.
We did Corona.
If I make a nice one, it'd be like after. No, I would do live.
توصل الزحمة أحسن.
No, everybody. Corona.
Ceremonial at ease.
ما في هذو انا ما حد كلمني. يلا هذو ها اتصل يلا ببنك. الامريكي اللي اعطيتكم اياه من شويه اقول له اللي حطيته في الجروب. الو الو لا الرقم الثاني اللي اعطيتكم اياه توه حطيته في الجروب اعطيتهم هذا. لحظه هذا يلا بند الو سوي جونت هدو انا شو اسمه الكاميرا شغاله ما تشوفه هدو اوكي ما ادري ما في الا بنكون هني في هذا الكذا تعال بس دقيقه شوف وصل لا يوم هذا بمصر ما اريد الشجر مش الشجر انا جنب الشجر المشكله مسكه اوكي بس لان هني ما اقدر اتكلم بقول ان احنا في live position. أجل يلا اوكي انا بمسك هني. لا بس كلمتين لحظة خلاص انا بسوي شيء احسن من هني ولا شيء صح؟ ها؟ ما تقدر. يلا ما اقدر انا ماسكه بايدي ترى سلبي. يلا مشكلة المكان ضيق هني. شوفوا كيف الناس ساكتين. شكرا حامد، حياكم الله مشاهدينا من البيت الأبيض. وعلى بعد دقائق سيصل سمو الشيخ عبد الله بن زايد آل نهيان وزير الخارجية والتعاون الدولي إلى البيت الأبيض بعد وصول وزير الخارجية البحريني قبل نصف ساعة من الآن. والكل هنا على استعداد، وأيضا إجراءات أمنية، إجراءات صحية أيضا من خلال أن يكون المكان آمن صحيا وكذلك أمنيا. هنا كما نلاحظ حضور إعلامي كبير بكافة القنوات المحلية والعالمية. وهنا في هذه النقطة وعند هذا الباب سيتم استقبال سمو الشيخ عبد الله بن زايد من قبل الرئيس الأمريكي دونالد ترامب. وهنا علم دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة حاضر وجنبا إلى جنب إلى علم الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية. إذن الكل في ترقب للدقائق القادمة، وبعدها سيتم هناك جلسات مباحثات، وبعد ذلك سنتوجه إلى الحديقة الخلفية عند تقريبا الساعة 12 بتوقيت واشنطن، حيث سيتم توقيع الاتفاقية معاهدة السلام بين دولة الإمارات ودولة إسرائيل بحضور ورعاية أمريكية، وبعدها كذلك معاهدة السلام بين إسرائيل ومملكة البحرين. وإذن الكل هنا على ترقب، وفي كما نستمع هنا يعني لحظات وسيكون هنا وسيتفضل سمو الشيخ عبد الله بن زايد آل نهيان رئيس وفد دولة الإمارات بالتواجد هنا في البيت الأبيض. إذن لحظة استثنائية وتاريخية لما تحمله من نقلة نوعية جديدة في السلام وفتح آفاق وتعزيز آفاق جديدة في الوطن العربي ككل وفي منطقة الخليج ولدولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة. هنا يعني دعوني مرة أخرى الكاميرات الموجودة اهتمام كبير كافة وسائل الإعلام محلية أمريكية وأيضا من إسرائيل من دول عربية وقنوات عربية أخرى تتواجد هنا، وفي انتظار الدقائق القادمة وفي هذا المكان بالتحديد البوابة في البيت الأبيض واستقبال لرؤساء الوفود. وسنكون معكم يعني بعد قليل أيضا لمراسم الاستقبال.
Yeah, it's not letting you.
ها؟
برك ما لك برك ما لك
بس ايه
تصوير
خلونا ندخل يعني قالوا بس الكاميرا وكل شيء كاميرتنا موجوده بتجير والانترنت قال لك لا بس كاميرا حبيبي ثروت والله بتاع برامج ومسلسلات واغاني وحاجات جامد
ما اسكندريه
ما شاء الله
كان عندنا هنا جاء السنه اللي فاتت استضافنا
ما شاء الله لا ثروت يا ثروت
وهذا الحلاوه ثروت جديد
There's a good chance we might go onto the airborne, so we'll be prepared to go pretty quickly after he gets in.
Walid,
Yeah.
just make sure you get out quickly, okay? Quickly. Thank you.
عشان حطيت الماء هنا ترى يسوون لنا فحص كورونا يعني عشان شيء احنا عارفين انا شارك معاه
وين معايا؟ ما تفهم ترجعني برا وين رحنا صح؟
التليفون اللي معي
ما دخلت نشوف
وصل ثلاث ازاي
كله؟
لا 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 في بقى
بس انت بتتكلم ساعتها على الباب
شوف شباب الشيخ هذا محمد ما في كاميرا ممنوع اتجاوز الحد الان واحد ترى قال لي غنت تمام الو ايوه بس راح اكون بعيد عن البيت الابيض عن استقبال الشيخ هم في ايوه شوف انت تشوف الحين هذا انت تشوف الصور لحظه انت يلا شوف هذا هنا ايوه سكاي نيوز هناك اوكي
لا سكاي نيوز.
يلا لايف
انا حامد
ها
عندي
ايوه بس بوزيشن لايف من هنا
عندنا 3 كاميرات احنا هنا 3 لايف.
هذه لايف اللي عندك
اي نعم.
بس ما اقدر اطلع بيها ولا
تقدر ليش ما تقدر؟ نسق وياهم وتقدر.
لحظه من عندك
اي
عندك مايك
مايك
نك مايك
بالجنطة هناك مش معايا.
صوت من التليفون وين؟
اي كاميرا هذه
هذه اللي عندي.
هذه لايف
هذا الجهاز خلفي شوف.
حلو بس المايك وين؟
المايك عندي في الشنطة بس نسق معاهم اذا اعطوني الاوكي بجيب لك النك مايك.
have test, so I don't have any. I can't be here until I get test.
حفاظا لك انت يعني. صوره بس خلاص. لا على اساس اقول لهم المسافه اللي بيننا.
حسنين اي بي اي بي
أنا أبي بس البحرين.
اوكي شو حامل؟ انت بس اخذ الموافقات اول.
لو أخذت رقم وهيك ورا بحطك قدام.
الوفد ماخذ صوره مع الشيخ عبد الله هذا. طيب في كلمة بس بقناة الصوت أنا برضو الماسك ها؟ لا Yeah. يلا
هنا يس ها near me بس okay call مهيمن
He's taller than you.
Oh, okay. I'm more than you.
عندك لايف اوكي
93719.
Wait! Until go! Ceremonial at ease. Flags! Attention! Go! Ceremonial and eat! Three, one. When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now!
could say it's a back door, but I call it a smart door, not a back door. I call it a smart door. And this was a vision that I had a long time ago, and we had some incredible representatives, and I want to thank everybody here because your representation was brilliant. We watched over the years as we were criticized for going this path, and it just all came together, and now the same people that criticize, well, they'll find something else to criticize us. But we have other things happening that are very good, equally as good, very important, worldwide, very, very important. But it's an honor to have you here, and say hello to your family and your brother and all of those people that we so respect. Thank you very much.
As we say in Arabic, shukran, Mr. President. We are humbled to represent a nation which is only 48 years old, but full of hope and wants to attract more hope in our region. Our region has suffered far too long, and we would like to show our people and our region and the world that there is some good news from our part of the world. I mean, this is one, and all the good work we've been doing for decades, Mr. President, with your great nation. We've been the strongest trading partner of the United States in the Middle East.
That's right.
We want to continue doing so in all fields. And this is just a clear message that more should be done between the United States and the UAE. But now we can do it even with more nations, with Israel, and so many more.
That's true.
Thank you, sir, for your leadership. And if it wasn't for that, it would have been far more difficult for all of us to achieve.
No, I understand that well. It was something we felt very strongly about, and being friends with you, your brother, your family, you made it happen, and we appreciate it. And I think your country appreciates it, and the world appreciates it, so thank you very much. It's really great. Any questions, please?
What message would you like the Palestinians to take from today's event, sir?
Well, I think they see what's happening, and a lot of countries are joining up. And as you know, we don't make payments to them. We're paying a lot of money to the Palestinians every year, and we were not being treated properly. They were not saying nice things for many years. And nobody's ever done this before, but I stopped payment. It's a term that's used for a lot of things. It's called we stop payment. Because if they're not going to respect us or if they're not going to speak well of us, we're not going to be involved. They, I think, are seeing what's happening, and we've been given very strong signals that they'd like to be a part of what's happening. So I think we'll see the Palestinians at some point, but before we see the Palestinians, we'll see other very important countries come into this transaction. They'd be here today, frankly, if we wanted them. So I think that you'll see some very great things happening in the Middle East. You're going to have peace without blood in the sand. For years you had blood in the sand. That's all you had, blood in the sand. You got nothing for it. They got nothing for it. Now you're going to have peace, and it'll be a real peace. And you have the most powerful countries, as an example. This is a great warring nation, if it wants to be, with a tremendous military, a powerful military, and they're really great warriors. And it was very important that we had you, and we've had great talks, as you know, with Saudi Arabia, with the king. And I think he's going to be terrific. I think he's got a very open mind. But I've had very personal talks with the king and the crown prince, and I think their mind is very open. They're very much, I think they're going to come along really well. So it's an honor to be here. We're going to have a ceremony outside. And I just want to say that being the first, because you were the first, being the first was very important that you be the first for us. Because you're leading a path, you're leading a way, and it's something that people were very surprised at. I will say that even the biggest optimists were shocked when they heard about this transaction, and shocked in a very positive way. So I want to thank you for making it all happen. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, Iran has been very critical, as you know, of this agreement, and we've seen some security incidents in the Middle East over the last 24 hours. Will you be extending any security guarantees to those who have made
We're working together, and we'll see what happens with Iran. I would say right after the election, within a period of a week, maybe a month, but within a period of a very short period, within maybe, I mean, literally a very short time, you'll have Iran coming back and saying, let's get this whole thing worked out. Iran is suffering. Iran, unfortunately, I don't want them to suffer, but their economy is tanked. They have a minus 27 GDP. Nobody's ever heard of a number like that. I think it's perhaps a record setter, but they're down 27%. And I think they want to make a deal, but they'd much rather deal with sleepy Joe Biden than me because, you know, we're going to make a deal, and I'll make a very fair deal. And I even suggested wait till after the election. Make yourself feel good. Wait till after the election. So we'll see what happens with Iran. I think Iran will end up being a part of a very large and very, very difficult part of the world. Look, the Middle East has been a very complex, very difficult part of the world. We're making it easier. We're making it a lot simpler. But I think right after our election, the American election, if we win, we'll have a deal with Iran. I think we're going to make a deal with Iran.
Mr. President, when do you expect other countries in the region to follow the UAE's lead and normalize relations with Israel? And which countries are you targeting in that?
Well, I don't want to say the countries, but we have many of them, and they'll be coming along rather rapidly, some before the election perhaps, but a lot of them after. And in that case, they won't be waiting for the election. I mean, it's just a question of getting it done. They are very, very excited about being a part of this. Some would have been a part of it today, in my opinion, if we wanted to, but we didn't want to press it. And we wanted to give you the dignity and respect because you were the first one. You were the first one. And we have Bahrain here, as you know, and Bahrain is signing today also. But we have a list of who's who. They'll be signing the deal. And it's an incredible thing that's happening. It's come a long way. Israel's come a long way, and the Middle East has come a long way. And it's really good for everyone. It's not just Israel. It's good for everybody. It's great for your country. Great for your country. And so it's an honor to be here. It's been so well received all over the world. It's been a real honor. Thank you very much. We'll see you outside. Thank you.
A lot of excitement, Mr. President.
That's nice, isn't it, Bill?
Yep. This one, I want to show it.
Be respected.
Can I show this?
Sure. I would love that. This was a special token of affection given by myself and the First Lady to Prime Minister and the First Lady of Israel. And it's a key. We call it a key to the White House, and it's a key to our country and to our hearts. And you've been an amazing leader for a long period of time, and this is, in many respects, the big day, because this is something that's very special. And we just left UAE and Bahrain. We're going to meet outside in a ceremony, and it's just a very important event, and it's an honor to have you with us, baby. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I have said, and this is true, that you have the key to the hearts of the people of Israel because of all the great things you've done for the Jewish state and the Jewish people. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Fantastic. And we look forward to being outside. Yes, please. Any questions?
This is a great event. This is a great event, and these are tremendous achievements. We know that Israel is getting a lot. What is Israel giving back?
This is the Israeli press that wants to chip away at this.
Well, I think what really Israel is getting, and what we're all getting, but what Israel is getting more than anything else is peace. They're going to have peace. As you know, UAE, United Arab Emirates is a great warring nation, a very powerful nation in the region, and they very much wanted to do this. Mohammed's a tremendous leader, like Bibi is a tremendous leader, and it was important to have them first, very early, and you know, the relationship is fantastic, and a lot of people are surprised to see it. And as you know, we have Bahrain, and we have many nations ready to follow, many nations. No, not now, I won't, but you'll see, we'll be signing up other nations, and these are very strong agreements. These are very strong. This is really peace. This is serious peace. And so I think what Israel gets, the most important thing that they're getting by far is peace. Well, excuse me, one at a time, please.
Take the other one.
Who, which one?
Well, actually, see the one in the white. The one in the white.
In the white, go ahead.
Thank you. Is it possible to know which countries will be following the Emirates?
Well, we'll be announced. Yeah, we're very far down the road with about 5 countries, 5 additional countries. Frankly, I think we could have had them here today. We thought out of respect, UAE, they deserved it. And Bahrain came immediately after. They really wanted to do it. But we'll have at least 5 or 6 countries coming along very quickly. And we're already talking to them. And they want to see peace. You know, they've been fighting for a long time. They're tired. They're warring countries, but they're tired. They're tired of fighting. And so you're going to be seeing further announcements. This is, you know, it's a very big day. I guess they said, so there were 2 countries over a 72-year period. And we did an additional 2, and these are great countries. We did an additional 2 in 1 month.
29 days.
But you're going to see a lot of very great activity. It's going to be peace in the Middle East. Say it.
Will you promote the F-35 deal even if Israel objected?
Yeah, we're gonna work that out. We'll work that out. That's going to be an easy thing. And you know, we've fought with UAE 4 times, 4 different wars. They've been very, very loyal to us, and we have a better relationship with them now than we ever had in the past. In fact, in the past, it was very strained. We have a very good relationship with them. Yeah, all of that works out. That's going to be very easy to work out. Yeah.
Should Israel feel less isolated today than they were this last week? And Mr. Prime Minister, maybe you can answer that question as well.
Well, I think Israel's not isolated anymore because I can tell you we have the 2 countries, plus you had an additional 2, as you know, from many, many years ago. And now you have a situation where many of the countries, and I can actually say most of the countries, but many of the countries in the Middle East want to sign this deal. And I think when that happens, hopefully after the election, because I really believe Iran wants to make a deal. They've had a very tough time. Their GDP is down 27%. Because of the sanctions and all of the other things, and I don't want that to happen. I want Iran to be a great country, a great nation. I think that would be a wonderful thing. But I think, and I've even said that, I've said that to representatives of them, you should wait to see the election first. There is nothing they or China or probably Russia would like better than to have Sleepy Joe Biden become the president. Because if Sleepy Joe won, they would own the United States, all of them. China would own the United States. So I told all of them, I said, wait till after the election, but after the election, we have to make a better deal. I do say that. We're going to make a better deal than we would have. But with Iran, they certainly should wait till after the election because, frankly, if Biden wins, they'll make a much better deal. But I'm going to make a good deal with Iran. I'm going to make a deal that's great for Iran. It's going to get them back. We're going to help them in every way possible. And Iran will be very happy. Iran will be very rich and very quickly. But I think they should wait till after the election. You understand what I mean by that? Because a dream for those countries would be Sleepy Joe.
Do you believe you will also broker a deal with the Palestinians?
Say it?
Do you believe you will also broker a deal with the Palestinians?
Yeah, I think they come along, and they're already, obviously, we speak to them. They've come a long way. We used to pay them $750 million a year when I got here, and I said to people that negotiated with them before, why did you pay when they treat the United States with such disrespect? They speak so badly. Death to America, death to Israel. I said, we give them $750 million a year. I said, why didn't somebody cut off those payments? Well, we didn't think it would be appropriate. I said, well, I do. And I cut off the payments to them, as you know. But other countries give them money. You're dealing with very rich countries. And these countries are now all signing with us. They'll all be signed with us, all of them. I spoke with the King of Saudi Arabia. We had a great conversation. And I think positive things will happen there, too. He's a great gentleman. And the Crown Prince, we spoke with the Crown Prince. So we've made tremendous strides. And this is peace in the Middle East without blood all over the sand. I say it. Right now, it's been blood all over the sand for decades and decades and decades. That's all they do is they fight and kill people, and nobody gets anything. And this is strong peace, really strong peace. And it's a different way. We went in the back door, but I call it going in the very smart door. We went in the smart door, and we're getting people, and the Palestinians will absolutely be a member. I don't say that with any bravado. I just tell you the Palestinians will be a member at the right time. At the right time.
Will they have state of themselves and your peace?
We're working a deal. We are talking to the Palestinians. At the right time, they'll be joining too.
And as long as you're president, is annexation off the table? Is that something
We don't want to talk about that right now, but that's working out very well and very fair and very good for the people that are coming in and for Israel. And again, Israel wants peace. And they're a great warring nation if they have to be. You see that. They have the best equipment. They have the best of everything. But they don't want this. After all of these years, even Bibi gets tired of war. But they've been, look, they're a strong nation, a strong power, a strong military nation. But they want to get on with their lives. Israel wants peace. They really want peace. And I give this gentleman a great deal of credit. He's done a great job.
Thank you. Mr. President, I heard a question from one of the people here. Does Israel feel isolated? Heck no. We're breaking out to the entire world because we have a strong free economy, because we have a strong military, because we have a strong relationship with the President of the United States and the American people. And I can tell you that we have a strong relationship throughout the Middle East. The President intimated how many countries are waiting to join this circle of peace. Israel doesn't feel isolated at all. It's enjoying the greatest diplomatic triumph of its history. I think the people who feel isolated are the tyrants of Tehran because of the pressure that the president has applied on them, because of the resistance to this bad Iran deal. They are under pressure. And, I hope they'll all come around. I hope everyone will come around to the circle of peace. But no, we don't feel isolated at all. Quite the contrary.
I would say this, there's less isolation right now for Israel than there's ever been. I mean, today they would be less isolated than ever been. I want to just thank your great ambassador, Ron. Thank you very much. How do you feel about isolation? I think you're starting to see the light, huh?
I can imagine what will happen when everyone's courting Israel if this is what isolation looks like.
No, it's good. We love Israel, and I'll tell you what, I have great respect for the countries that have stepped up so beautifully. And you're going to see that in a little while. We're having a ceremony. And thank you all for being here. Thank you very much.
Let's go, guys. Let's go, Chris. Let's go. Thank you. Let's go. Keep moving, please. Keep moving. Thank you. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
No. Good question. Press, thank you. Keep moving. Press. No, move. Keep moving.
Back inside.
Ladies and gentlemen, the First Lady of the United States, Mrs. Melania Trump, accompanied by Mrs. Sarah Netanyahu. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, accompanied by the Prime Minister of the State of Israel, His Highness, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the United Arab Emirates, and the Minister of the Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Bahrain.
Thank you very much. Please. Thank you. The First Lady and I are honored to welcome to the White House Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel and Mrs. Netanyahu. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sarah. And Foreign Minister Abdullah bin Zayed, United Arab Emirates, UAE. Thank you very much. And Foreign Minister Abdulaziz Al Zani of Bahrain. Thank you. Thank you very much. We're here this afternoon to change the course of history. After decades of division and conflict, we mark the dawn of a new Middle East. Thanks to the great courage of the leaders of these three countries, we take a major stride toward a future in which people of all faiths and backgrounds live together in peace and prosperity. In a few moments, these visionary leaders will sign the first two peace deals between Israel and the Arab state in more than a quarter century. In Israel's entire history, there have previously been only two such agreements. Now we have achieved two in a single month, and there are more to follow. Israel, the United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain will establish embassies, exchange ambassadors, and begin the cooperate and work together so strongly to cooperate as partners across the broad range of sectors, from tourism to trade and healthcare to security. They're going to work together. They are friends. The Abraham Accords also opened the door for Muslims around the world to visit the historic sites in Israel and to peacefully pray at Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem, the third holiest site in Islam. Together, these agreements will serve as the foundation for a comprehensive peace across the entire region, something which nobody thought was possible certainly not in this day and age, maybe in many decades from now, but one founded on shared interests, mutual respect, and friendship. To our honored guests from Israel, the United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain, congratulations on this outstanding achievement. Congratulations. Fantastic. I also want to thank Vice President Mike Pence. Thank you, Mike. Great job. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Mike, thank you very much. National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien. Robert, thank you. Mr. Jared Kushner. Jared, thank you very much. Ambassador Brian Hook. Thank you very much, Brian. Thank you. Thank you. And Avi Berkowitz. Avi, thank you very much. I also want to give a very special thanks. He's been an incredible ambassador to Israel. David Friedman. That's a very great group of people, great group of patriots. They wanted this to happen so badly. They worked so hard. And again, nobody thought it could happen, and they thought it could happen. They never even doubted it. So I want to thank you all very much. Thank you. For generations, the people of the Middle East have been held back by old conflicts, hostilities, lies, treacheries. So many things held them back. Actually, lies that the Jews and Arabs were enemies and that Al-Aqsa Mosque was under attack. Constantly, they would say it was under attack. These lies, passed down from generation to generation, fueled a vicious cycle of terror and violence that spread across the region and all over the world. These agreements prove that the nations of the region are breaking free from the failed approaches of the past. Today's signing sets history on a new course, and there will be other countries very, very soon that will follow these great leaders. The people of the Middle East will no longer allow hatred of Israel to be fomented as an excuse for radicalism or extremism, so important. And they'll no longer allow the great destiny of their region to be denied. On my first foreign trip as president, I had the honor of addressing the leaders of more than 54 Arab and Muslim nations in Saudi Arabia. My message that day was very simple. I urge the nations of the Middle East to set aside their differences, unite against the common enemy of civilization, and work together toward the noble aims of security and prosperity. I offered America's friendship. I offered America's help. But I said clearly that the nations of the regions had to decide what kind of a future they wanted for their children and for their families and for their nation itself. No one could make that choice for them. They had to do that themselves. Today, the world sees that they're choosing cooperation over conflict, friendship over enmity, prosperity over poverty, and hope over despair. They are choosing a future in which Arabs and Israelis, Muslims, Jews, and Christians can live together, pray together, and dream together, side by side in harmony, community, and peace. Once again, let me congratulate the people of Israel, the people of the United Arab Emirates, and the people of the Kingdom of Bahrain. God bless you all. This is an incredible day for the world. This is a really wonderful and beautiful occasion. I want to thank all of the members of Congress for being here, senators, congressmen, congresswomen. We just appreciate it so much. Everybody wanted to be here. It's a very important day for the world. It's a very important day for peace. Before the parties sign the accords, I'd like to ask Prime Minister Netanyahu to say a few words, followed by the Foreign Minister of the United Arab Emirates and the Foreign Minister of Bahrain. Thank you very much. It's a great honor. Thank you.
our dear friend President Trump, First Lady Melania Trump, thank you for hosting me, my wife Sarah, and our entire delegation on this historic day. I want to recognize Vice President Pence, Secretary Pompeo, National Security Advisor O'Brien, and other cabinet members, Jared Kushner, Avi Berkowitz, Ambassador Friedman, and other members of the President's able peace team, senators, members of Congress, Israeli Ambassador Ron Dermer, his Emirate and Bahraini counterparts, as well as all the dignitaries gathered here on this sunny day. I want to also express my gratitude for all the Israelis who've worked for years, sometimes in less sunny climes, to bring this date, and I thank each and every one of you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President, this day is a pivot of history. It heralds a new dawn of peace. For thousands of years, the Jewish people have prayed for peace. For decades, the Jewish state has prayed for peace. And this is why today we're filled with such profound gratitude. I am grateful to you, President Trump, for your decisive leadership. You have unequivocally stood by Israel's side. You have boldly confronted the tyrants of Tehran. You've proposed a realistic vision for peace between Israel and the Palestinians. And you have successfully brokered the historic peace that we are signing today, a peace that has broad support in Israel, in America, in the Middle East, indeed in the entire world. I am grateful to Crown Prince Mohammed bin Zayed of the United Arab Emirates and to you, Foreign Minister Abdullah bin Zayed. I thank you both for your wise leadership and for working with the United States and Israel to expand the circle of peace. I am grateful to King Hamad of Bahrain and to you, Foreign Minister Abdul Latif Al-Zayani, for joining us in bringing hope to all the children of Abraham. To all of Israel's friends in the Middle East, those who are with us today and those who will join us tomorrow, I say, Assalamu alaikum. Peace unto thee. Shalom. And you have heard from the President that he is already lining up more and more countries. This is unimaginable a few years ago, but with resolve, determination, a fresh look at the way peace is done, this is being achieved. Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen, the people of Israel well know the price of war. I know the price of war. I was wounded in battle. A fellow soldier, a very close friend of mine, died in my arms. My brother Yoni lost his life while leading his soldiers to rescue hostages held by terrorists at Entebbe. My parents' grief over the loss of Yoni was unrelieved until their dying day. And over the years, when I've come to console the families of Israel's fallen soldiers and victims of terror, I have seen that same grief countless times. And this is why I am so deeply moved to be here today. For those who bear the wounds of war, cherish the blessings of peace. And the blessings of the peace we make today will be enormous. First, because this peace will eventually expand to include other Arab states, and ultimately it can end the Arab-Israeli conflict once and for all. Second, because the great economic benefits of our partnership will be felt throughout our region, and they will reach every one of our citizens. And third, because this is not only a peace between leaders, it's a peace between peoples. Israelis, Emiratis, and Bahrainis are already embracing one another. We are eager to invest in a future of partnership, prosperity, and peace. We've already begun to cooperate on combating Corona, and I'm sure that together we can find solutions to many of the problems that afflict our region and beyond. So despite the many challenges and hardships that we all face, despite all that, let us pause for a moment to appreciate this remarkable day. Let us rise above any political divide. Let us put all cynicism aside. Let us feel, on this day, the pulse of history. For long after the pandemic is gone, the peace we make today will endure. Ladies and gentlemen, I have devoted my life to securing Israel's place among the nations to ensure the future of the one and only Jewish state. To accomplish that goal, I work to make Israel strong, very strong. For history has taught us that strength brings security, strength brings allies, and ultimately, and this is something President Trump has said again and again, ultimately, strength brings peace. King David expressed this basic truth thousands of years ago in our eternal capital, Jerusalem. His prayer, immortalized in the book of Psalms in the Bible, echoes from our glorious past and guides us towards a brilliant future. Adonai oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yevarech et amo b'shalom. May God give strength to his people. May God bless his people with peace. Mr. President, distinguished guests, this week is Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year. And what a blessing we bring to this new year. A blessing of friendship, a blessing of hope, a blessing of peace. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Highness, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the United Arab Emirates.
Mr. President,